What's going on, you guys? Today I've got a great topic about marketing slash appointment setting and sales. So essentially, this is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. And it's that unqualified sales calls don't exist. And what I mean by that is it's so easy to judge a book by its cover. Maybe you are looking at somebody's profile, thinking about, oh, should I book them in? Should I get them onto a call? Maybe, maybe not, right? Or maybe they fill out a form on your calendar and it doesn't look very good. Or even like on the call itself, you're kind of judging them, you're casting judgments, and you think that, oh, maybe this person doesn't have money or they're not quite qualified, whatever that means, and you cast those judgments. Well, based on confirmation bias, like we tend to find what we're looking for. So if we cast that judgment on them, then a lot of the time that comes true, and we run the call in a way where we actually we're kind of like assuming that they're not going to buy, and we're kind of just digging our own graves there, shooting ourselves in the foot. So that said, I've got a few examples for you guys on how I learned this lesson the hard way, firsthand, and some things that really just opened my eyes. So like one of the principles that I follow now, and one of the things that I learned from one of my mentors, is like, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a prospect by their profile, their form, or even like them like while they're on the call. Let them be the judge using their credit card. If they sign up, they're a good fit, qualified, right? So for example, like if I think about my very first client that I signed with my agency, I almost canceled that sales call because she booked in through LinkedIn. She didn't have a profile picture. She didn't have anything that said like any job title or job history saying that she was in my target audience. It was just like a totally random one. I thought it was a spam, and it was kind of like an interesting name too. So I thought it was just totally a spam call. Almost canceled it. I ended up actually taking the call. I did go ahead and take it, and it was awesome. She was an incredible person, and she was like just starting out in the industry, so she hadn't updated her LinkedIn profile. And anyways, she ended up signing up on the call. We started working together, and we worked with each other for over 9 months, and she was incredible, right? But if I made those judgments and if I canceled that call because I thought she was unqualified, I would not be here today, because that was that first domino that led to so many more, right? Another one is like myself. When I first joined one of the programs that I went through, like I was unqualified, it's like I wasn't making any money with my business. I was living at home in my parents' basement, and I was collecting checks from the government. And you might on the surface, I was very unqualified because I didn't have a business, or I had a business, but I wasn't making any money. So it'd be very easy to judge me, to say, oh, he probably isn't gonna buy because he doesn't have any income coming through. But I had savings and another source of income. And so I just took a big leap of faith and invested money that I wasn't making, joined the program. 5 weeks in, hit a 9K week, and then really scaled up from there. And the rest was history, right? So another one is like a few weeks ago, our setter booked in a call with this guy, and based on his profile, it kind of looked like, I don't know, we were casting a little bit of judgment, right? We caught ourselves. And then all of a sudden gets onto the call, and then like when I was talking with him, I was like, oh, this guy seems like a sweet dude. But like based on where he lived, his country, like I know like with like just having some history with talking with a lot of people from that country typically don't, like, the exchange rate's pretty tough. So a lot of the time we get like, oh, I really love what you guys have to offer, and I know for a fact this can help me. Just I literally just like don't have resources, and I don't have access to get resources because of where they live. So I was ended up casting some judgments, but then all of a sudden I kind of caught myself. I was like, no, hold up, keep going, right? Stay the course. And all of a sudden, towards the end of the call, and like next thing you know, he ends up paying 25 grand, just paid in full. And I was kind of left speechless because I was making some judgments. And then even our setter was like, dude, I had no idea that guy would ever do that, right? Like that, it was a crazy lesson to learn. And I hope you guys can learn that lesson too, especially if you're just starting out, especially if you haven't taken like hundreds and hundreds of sales calls, if you're under like the 300 sales call mark or something like that, take as many sales calls as you can get. Take every call you can get, because it's just free practice. It's a free rep, and you'll get practice presenting your offer. You'll get practice asking hard questions, good questions that evoke good answers, and handling certain objections and stuff like that, right? Just stay the course and just treat it as free practice. Worst case scenario, you get a free rep and you get a little bit better. So that way the next time when you are speaking with somebody who's actually like a better fit, so to say, then you've got that practice under your belt. You've got that rep in to help you get a little bit better when you're talking with somebody who is like a good fit. So on that note as well, like, it's not so much about like the resources that somebody does have, whether they're limited. It's about how resourceful they can be with what they do have available, right? Like if you think about like pretty much every single like self-made millionaire or successful person that you know, like they all started out in a very similar spot as you are right now, right? They all started out not rich, with a limited amount of resources, but they burned their bridges, they bet on themselves, and they figured out a way to come up with the resources to pursue their dreams and make their dreams come true and achieve their goals, right? Like for example, like if you think about like, I don't know, the founder of Nike, like from Phil Knight. He almost lost everything, and he just had to get extremely resourceful with the limited resources he had. And he's got a great book that really highlights that. And there's so many other examples about people that really just pretty much either were on the brink of losing everything, did lose everything, but then they picked themselves back up. They figured out a way to make it work, right? They got resourceful. So that said, prospects on sales calls, even if they don't have the money available right now, there's plenty of options for them to come up with the money and get resourceful to make it work, as long as your offer is good enough and you solve a painful problem that can really help them out. So that's it, guys. Don't judge a book by its cover. There's literally no such thing as unqualified sales calls, because everybody can be resourceful. And I have been shocked so many times by people who pay in full, who I thought there's no way in hell they would have the money, or they would be able to come up with the money as well. So don't take this one lightly. It could seriously change your sales game. And honestly, with this little mindset shift, I can guarantee you, like, you will make a lot more sales than you probably are right now. And there's probably a lot that you have lost unintentionally because of some judgments that you've cast on them, if you're anything like me anyways. So that said, my name is Jeremy Pogue. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I drop absolute bangers on how to build a good offer, how to market like crazy, and how to sell like your Jordan Belfort in the 80s or 90s. And anyways, I pretty much help online business owners, service providers make a ton of money online. So anyways, hit me on Instagram as well, Jeremy_Pogue, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.